So let's just dive right in and start with a little tiny quiz. This is one of the key mistakes when it comes to journey mapping. You've probably seen a journey map like this, right? Where you see the emotions of the customer. In the beginning, he's pretty positive, halfway neutral, then he's super angry, positive again, and at the end, he's relatively happy. Just a quick 2-second question. If this would be the journey map of your customers, what would you now start to improve? Would you say A, the red smiley, of course, need to be less red? Would you say no, B, positive reinforcement, let's make the positives even more positive? Or would you say no, C, the IKEA ice cream, right, after paying for buying the products? No, the end smiley has to be the positive one. Just take 2 seconds to think what answer you would choose. Well, of course, it's kind of a trick question, but this is exactly what's happening with 99% of all journey mapping projects. They map the journey, they see the emotions, and then they start brainstorming about improvements. How can we increase the different stages of the journey? But the key issue here is that you don't know whether the red smiley is the most important part in the journey, or maybe that second happy smiley is the most important part of the journey. So what's lacking in almost all journey mapping projects is the impact, right? What matters most to your customers? Because now you have a list of 20 improvements and you have no idea, should I start with improvement number 1 or should I start with improvement number 7 to have the biggest impact? And that's where smart statistics come in. What do I mean by smart statistics? So this slide is explaining exactly what's wrong with almost all research. Almost all research is focused on our minds. For example, the question, would you recommend company X, is always followed by the question, why? It's an open text. So I start thinking about it. I start rationalizing my answer. I start thinking, well, I give, I don't know, Amazon an 8 because it was a super smooth journey, or because the employee to customer service was super friendly. But I start rationalizing. I start thinking about my answer. While we know, on the other side of this slide, that most of us human beings are not very rational people. So you run the risk of, even though you're analyzing thousands of open answers, a lot of survey tooling companies are saying we have this beautiful AI engine that can analyze 1,000 open answers, you're still analyzing the rational answers. So you run the risk of thinking you found the drivers, thinking you found the root causes for your NPS, for example, but in essence, the subconscious latent needs of your customers are very different. We've tested it many times, and every time that the customer really thinks that they've mentioned what matters most to them, but their emotional needs is a very different topic. An example in customer service is when you read all the open text, a lot of customers are complaining about the IVR, right? This choice menu. Press 1 for this, press 2 for that. Super annoying. So if you would analyze this open answer, you'd think, oops, we need to, I don't know, maybe kill the whole IVR, which has super high impact operational consequences. While if you do the analysis and use smart statistics to find my latent needs, that menu doesn't really matter. It's all about the employee. Are they listening to my needs? Are they giving me the correct answer? So make sure you use smart statistics to find the left side, to find the emotional latent needs of your customer. How does that work? So this is an example of the output of the drivers and the latent drivers for a journey. A journey, for example, where I've ordered my product. And you should forget a lot about statistics. I also tried to do that after doing my PhD. But there are 4 things that are crucial if you want to be in the driving seat of enhancing your NPS or enhancing your satisfaction. The first one is this percentage. This percentage, which stands for explained variance, is telling you that whether in the eyes of the customers, you found those topics that really matter to them. No more gut feelings, no more assumptions, no more debates where I say, hey, it's all about speed. My colleague is saying, no, it's all about personal attention. We debate and the transformation is slowing down because we don't know the answer. So this percentage is always validating the work that we've done in the journey workshop, making the survey, and then sending the surveys to customers who've actually recently experienced this journey. Right, so this percentage is telling you, yes, we didn't miss anything. Right, so almost all NPS research is not giving you this percentage. That's the first thing you get out of this, knowing for sure you found the topics that matter. The second thing, you see the impact here of attention is 64, while the impact of the My account is 0.12. 5 times 12 is 60, so it's 5 times faster to move this 7.3 to an 8 point something. If you now focus improving all the elements around attention, than if you would focus on enhancing the My account. Right, so this gives you super laser focus. If you have correlation analysis, it's always between maybe 0.4, 0.8, but it's not telling you, hey, this is 5 times more relevant than that. Right, so that's the second thing you get out of this. Super clear focus. The third thing, attention, that's still a bit vague. So on the right side, you see exactly what statements in the eyes of the customers are part of attention. And then we make sure that we create a top 10, right? So that the first survey is pretty long, 30, 40 statements are no exception because you want to cover all the elements of the journey. And then we use the statistics to bring it down to a top 10. Why a top 10? Because we want to create focus. Everybody's crazy busy, but as long as all the employees now in this example start thinking, how can I give this person more personal attention? You're constantly working on enhancing and creating the fastest way to go to an 8 or a 9 plus. And when we present this top 10 to employees, they always have like 10 ideas how they can improve it. So no problem there whatsoever. So that's the third thing, right? What do our customers mean by, in this case, attention? The fourth and final thing, remember that red smiley that we just saw? If you scan these scores on the scale of 1 to 5, completely disagree to completely agree, you would think, oops, that email confirmation, that has the lowest score. We need to enhance the lowest score. But now you know, the impact of that email confirmation is only 0.20, while the impact of attention is 3 times faster towards an 8 or a 9 plus. So it's much better to move those 3.4 and 3.3 from the first 3 statements to a 4 point something than to focus your energy on enhancing the email confirmation. And this way, from journey mapping, making the surveys, using smart statistics, the methodology proves itself every time because you have this explained variance, right? That percentage, it's 64%, is telling you every time whether you found the topics that matter to your customer in that specific journey. And we've done this across, I don't know how many times, across different countries, different sectors, different organizations. And because you now know exactly what has the biggest impact, you don't have to wait for years before you see an effect, or you don't see just a 0.1 increase. Every time we saw within 3 months a serious increase of satisfaction for that specific journey. Finally, remember that journey map with the emojis. You could argue, okay, hey, but this is the same journey map, right? We have here red smileys, we have here positive smileys. But the key difference is now you know, hey, but this dip in a journey is not that bad because the impact of the website is only 0.07. Or this even worse dip is not even significant. It's having no effect on satisfaction. Right, so that's how you start speaking the language of the organization, and you have super concrete, steerable information for customer experience, bringing it to measurable results in the short term.